Hello students, welcome to another session of the subject Computer Concepts and C Programming. In the previous session, we learned completely about arrays. In today's session, we are going to learn about the string, which is a derived data type. Okay, we are going to cover the topics related to string. Particularly, we are going to focus on the built-in functions used to accept and display the string, that is string input-output functions. And we are going to look into how a 2D array of character type is represented and how it can be used. So first and foremost, we will understand what do you mean by strings. As I said, string is nothing but a derived data type. A derived data type. You already learnt what do you mean by string. In the C tokens, string is nothing but set of characters, or you can call it as sequence of characters. Okay, and the end of the string is represented by a special character called /0. Okay, so this is used to represent the end of the string. Now we will see how to define a string data type. Obviously, since it is a derived data type, we have to use the existing data type, which is called as character. If you want to define single character, you just say the variable name. If you want to define sequence of character, it has to be a one-dimensional character array, and here you have to mention the size, and the size represents how many characters you want to accommodate in that particular variable. Okay, so this is how you declare a variable. So we'll take one example: character name, string name. I'll use it as name itself and 20. So there is a variable called name and it can accommodate 20 characters. Now we'll see how to initialize the string variable. Character str variable. Here you can mention the size, or even if you don't mention the size, automatically it will be allocated. So here you will write the string in double quotes. This is one way of declaring or initializing. It's not declaring, it is initializing. Another way of initializing string variable is like this, wherein you are going to initialize as a sequence of character. So this is character 1, character 2, character 3, so on. Okay, and since it is a string, last character has to be a /0 to indicate it is end of the string. You can also assign or initialize in this way: directly without using the flower brackets within the quotes. You can assign. In this case, automatically /0 will be appended in this case also, whereas in this case you have to write the /0 on your own. Okay, so now we learned about the definition of string and string initialization. Next we will see the string input-output functions. Scanf and printf are used to work with mixed type of data type, meaning you can work with any kind of data type in case of scanf and printf. How do you differentiate, or how do you work with different kinds of data type? In the argument, you have to mention the format specifier. For int it is %d, for character it is %c, and for string it is %s. Okay, so if you want to work with string, in the format specifier argument here you have to mention %s. Okay. Scanf is used to accept the data or the string, printf is used to display the string in the default output device, that is the monitor. Here it will accept from the default input device, that is the keyboard. What you need to remember one thing is, whenever you are using scanf, it will not accept the entire characters or it will not read entire characters if there is a white space. Andre, if you have names like first name and last name separated by a space, then it will only read a first name. Example, Mohan Das anta ನೀವು type ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ. If you are using scanf, it will only read Mohan, it will not read these things. Why? Because it can read only up to the white space. So keep this in mind whenever you are working with scanf, it will not read the entire string if there is a white space character. Okay. The syntax is very easy. Scanf %s string variable. Okay. What you are observing over here is I have not used the ampersand symbol over here. I have not used this. This is not required in the case of string. Why? Because string is a special type of data type which is having the characteristics of a single dimension array, wherein the string name itself holds the address of the variable. If you are using ampersand, why do you use ampersand? Ampersand is used to store the value of to the particular location or the address of the variable, whereas in the case of string, since the name itself holds the address, that is the first index of the character array, no need to specifically mention the ampersand symbol. Keep this in mind. All right. Now we will see the syntax for printf. Printf %s str variable. It's very easy. Now we will see a simple program which accepts your name and display the same using scanf and printf. If you are working with printf and scanf, you have to include the stdio.h library function, void main, define the variable, declare the variable, character, name of 20, printf, enter your name, /n, scanf, %s name. Now printf name is equal to %s name. Okay. Finish the program in just 4 lines. That's it. Okay. Now we will go with the next input output function, that is the getS and putS, which is one of my favorite function when working with string. The reason being is it doesn't require the format specifier to accept or display, and it reads all the characters even though there is a space in between. So it will read up to the end of the string character or the /n. So getS is used to accept string until the /n, that is until you hit the enter button. PutS displays the string. Okay. Now we will see the syntax. Get as string variable semicolon, put s is also same, string variable semicolon. Okay, very easy for remembering. Okay, now we'll write a program to accept the name and display the same using getS and putS. Students, the getS and putS belongs to the string.h library function. So you need to invoke the or include the string.h library in order to use the getS and putS. Hash include stdio.h. Now void main function, declare the variable, printf, enter your name, scanf, sorry, I am used to using scanf, here we have to use getS, name, printf, name is equal to putS name, that's it. Okay, so this program will accept a name and display the same. Now we have to use printf over here because we need to give a message to the user to enter the name, because the getS and putS doesn't support the control string as the argument. It only accepts one argument, that is the string which you want to accept or display. Alright, so this is what the getS and putS. Now we'll see the next one, that is the getChar and putChar. These functions you already have seen to accept a single character. Now we are going to accept sequence of characters using getChar and putChar. How do you do that? See, if you want to do a task repeatedly, then you have to take the help of what? The looping statements or the iterative statements. So we are going to take the help of any of the looping statements or iterative statements to accept character at a time until a /n is encountered, in the sense enter is encountered, and then at the end of the string we have to terminate with a /0 to indicate it is the end of the string. So now we will see a program to accept and display the name using getChar and putChar. I will not discuss the declaration or the definition of getChar and putChar because it's already discussed in the input output statements in the unit 2. Hash include string.h, hash include studio.h, void main. First declare the variables, that is the string variables, and one character variable. Why? Because character, this getChar and putChar accepts one character, so we are going to assign it one by one using the single character variable to the array of character. We have to declare one integer variable called I. Now we have to give a printf output statement to the user, enter your name. Okay. Now we are going to use a do while loop. First I have to accept the character, getChar, ch is equal to getChar. Okay. Once we have read the character, we have to assign the character to the names. So name of I is equal to ch and I plus plus. Okay. So this I initialized to 0. Okay, we have completed. Now we'll how many times this loop has to iterate? This loop has to iterate as long as the character is not equal to /n, that is, okay, semicolon, that is until the user has entered the enter key. Keep on accepting the characters. So I is used for accepting sequence of characters, whereas /n is used as a termination statement for the loop. Okay. Once this is done, the last step, I will write it over here. Okay. After the while loop is over, names of I is equal to /0. Okay. We need to assign the end of the string character to the last character of the names array or the names character array. So this completes the accepting the string. Now we will write the loop to display the name what we have accepted. For this, I will take the help of for loop just to show you the variety of usage of loop. Okay. Printf name is equal to, okay, for loop I is equal to 0. Okay. Here I less than or equal to n, no, nothing like that. Here you have to loop or iterate as long as you find the end of the string character. So name of I, continue this loop, not equal to /0 until it is not equal to /0. Keep on repeating I plus plus. Okay. Put char name of I, single character it will be displaying. So at a time you have to display one character. So this completes the iteration and this completes the program. Okay. Hope you have understood this simple program. The trick is you have to iterate this to accept sequence of characters. Okay. Now we will see the next built-in function, which is the scanf and sprintf, which are special built-in functions to accept and display strings. Students, till now you are working with built-in functions, that is the input-output function, which accepts the string from the default input device and display it into the default output device. Whereas the scanf and sprintf is a variation of the scanf and printf. Here it is not going to accept or display from the default IO device. It is going to accept or display on a using a buffer variable. Okay. So all the IO is performed on a buffer variable. Okay, using a buffer variable. Keep this in mind. Okay. Now we'll see the syntax. Scanf, here you will mention the buffer variable or buffer and comma, format specifier and arguments. Okay. Here the speciality of scanf is you can work with mixed data type together while working with string. So whenever you want to display the string in a formatted manner, you can use this scanf and sprintf. So in this case, from where it is going to accept, what it will do is it is going to accept and assign it to, it is going to accept from the buffer variable and assign it to the arguments. So look at the arrow direction. From here it is going to accept and assign. We will take one example. scanf, I will write it as Mohan space 39. Okay. Here, since there are two kinds of variable, this is a string and this is a integer. First one is string, second one is integer. I am accepting, I am showing you a variety where how this scanf is used. So it is going to accept the Mohan and assign it to a string variable. It is going to accept the 39 and assign it to a integer variable. So here name is the name of the string and ampersand age. So you need to declare two variables, name and age, name being the string variable, age being the integer variable. So this is what the scanf is all about. sprintf is opposite, in the sense the arrow is in the opposite direction. It from the arguments it is going to copy it to the buffer variable. So as I said, sprintf, what it does is, from the arguments it is going to copy it to the buffer variable. So we will see the example. str variable, okay, and format specifier is %s and %d. Maybe name and age are the two variables where you have stored some variable called name, and here you have stored the age as being 39, or directly you can give over here Mohan and 39, it will be copied to the string variable. So it is not going to display anywhere. Suppose you want to display, then you have to use the previous built-in functions, that is the puts or the putchar or the printf to display. So str var. So now str var, if you put display, it will output Mohan and 39. Okay. So this is what scanf and sprintf all about. So students, now you have learned the four different categories of, or the types of input output functions for strings. Now we will see the last topic of today's discussion, that is 2D array of character type. Students, what comes to your mind when we talk about 2D, two dimension, which means that there are some rows and there are some columns. So it is a tabular structure. Okay. So these are rows and these are columns. Okay. In the case of 2D array of character type, this representation has got strings within it, which means that it is a table of strings. Okay. So 2D array of character type is nothing but table of strings. We will see the syntax. Obviously we have to use the same variable. It is also a derived data type. So string variable name, this is the row size, and next you have to mention the column size, and here, okay, terminate with a semicolon. We will take one example. Character names 5 of 20. Okay, what does it mean? Now this names accommodates 5 names, and each name can contain 20 characters. So here we have 5. Sorry. So the memory representation is like this. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 rows, and here we have 19 columns. Okay, and in each row you can store one name. Okay, this is what the 2D array of character type. How do you access it? You can access it like how you access a one-dimensional array. Suppose you want to access the first element, that is the 0th element, you have to say names of 0. If you want to access the third element, you have to say names of 2. Okay, so you have to specify the index of the row only. To access, specify index of row. Okay, now we are going to see how do you initialize this. Now we will see how to initialize the 2D array of character type. Okay, it's very simple. Variable name, row index, column index, and then string 1, comma, in quotes, string 2 and string n. So this n indicates the number of rows. Okay, we'll take an example. Character names, just for simplicity I am accepting only 2 names and each name can accommodate 20 characters. Mohan, and here it is Das. Okay, semicolon. So this completes initialization also. Isn't it easy? Now we'll see a simple program to accept 5 names and display the same using the 2D array of character type. Hash include string.h, hash include stdio.h, void main. Okay, declare the variable names of 5 and 20. Okay, declare an int variable I to keep track of the loop control. Now printf enter 5 names. Okay, we can generalize it by accepting an number or n. However, we are just limiting to 5 just for simplicity. So for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, we'll use getS names of I. So it will accept first name, second name, third name, likewise 5 names. Printf the 5 names are /n. The same for loop you have to repeat. For I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, put as names of I. Okay, so this completes the simple program to accept 5 names and display the same. Students, I want you to practice all the programs which we discussed today, and we covered a lot of topic today. Almost we have completed 50% of the topics in strings. In the next video, we are going to look about the string inbuilt functions, and we are going to write our own code to simulate the operations of string inbuilt functions. Okay, thank you, bye.